Alright, hello Internet, welcome back to Jedi Knight, Dark Forces 2, the continuing adventures of Kyle Katarn.
I'm angry at Zach.
When aren't you? So in the last episode, we found out the location of the Valley of the Jedi, so now we've taken the, Kyle and Janors have flown
We've taken the Kyle.
Yes, we've taken the Kyle. They've flown to the planet Rusa, where the Valley of the Jedi is, but what's-his-face, Jerec, has already taken his, like, crazy capital ship there, and he's attempting to harvest the power of the Valley of the Jedi to be evil.
To be the most Jedi man ever.
So the first issue we have here is you see those like weird, terrifying wingbat wasp things can't pass through something, and that's because there's a force field barrier here. So we have to go through and destroy all of the power generators, of which there are 4. So a very standard sort of first-person shooter thing.
Yeah, this game in a nutshell. Destroy the door power to get through the door.
I probably didn't need to use the concussion rifle there, but it just felt so good.
You murdered that man.
He had a coming.
Poor bet.
Anyway, he had a rail rifle, so he would have.
Watching them fall is the best. That was really enjoyable. Just watching that like white speck fall.
So I think there's a bunch of turrets here, but the turrets in this game are not as bad as the turrets in the original game. There's some Bacta there. I'm just gonna stare at that Bacta for a bit.
Nice.
Why wouldn't you? It's
yeah, it's just so delicious.
Well, we're surely not going back to there to get it.
Yeah, definitely not gonna have to do any backtracking. Definitely not gonna have to go through that door on the right at all. So there's another. So the reason I'm doing a lot of janky jumping here is, first off, there's a secret. Secondly, there's a turret right here, hidden up above the canyon. I don't know who installed that. For what reason?
I mean, apparently it's in a very tactically sound place.
I mean, I think it's kind of a benefit to the people placing the turrets if it's hard for them to be seen and blown up.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
In fact, that turret might be the smartest thing any stormtrooper's ever done. So it's been a bit, Matt. Have you continued your journey along the?
I finished reading X-Wing, or finished reading Rogue Squadron first in the X-Wing series.
The first one, yeah. What'd you think?
Again, like I was saying before, it's definitely more Star Wars.
Yes.
It has a very Star Warsy feel to it, and I like all the thing. I'm impressed that I don't know. I guess well, I wouldn't say I was necessarily impressed, but there were a lot of different kinds of encounters and a lot of different issues that. Also, that's the second or third time Kyle said that.
Nice.
Man, I'm trying to actually remember how the book ends now. Because
it ends with the second attack on Borlase, right? Or Borlase?
Right. Yeah, they take down the shield generator after it was found out that the base actually had way more power capacity than they ever expected, because there was an old Bacta factory, I think, in it, which they were using to sell black market Bacta. By they, I mean the general that was like maintaining that place.
Yeah, the part of the Imperial remnant that was there.
Yeah, and so then and that was the thing. It was definitely a lot more Star Wars, because like any good Star Wars thing, it ends with a bunch of X-wings doing a trench run.
Yeah, it really does.
So so for anybody who has not read I was almost about to say Rogue Legacy, which is a video game, who has not read Rogue Squadron, I don't know, spoilers, I guess, for this book from 1993.
That we've already talked about most of the spoilers for the series in.
Yeah, so the Rogue Squadron is attempting to make a major foothold in the Imperial, what is it, the Imperial, like, system, I guess?
Holdings, yeah. I mean, basically, Borleas is, you know, the first step on the path to Coruscant. In that,
yeah, it's the closest. It's like the closest hyperspace jump they can find.
Yeah, well, it's also like a primary like shipping hub, and
yeah,
you know, is just a system that has a lot of usefulness to Coruscant, and so
it also has a super nice base in it. So now I'm gonna try to do a force jump out of the water here a billion times.
Nice.
Which is super fun to try and do. Because you need to have force speed on to do it. I did not get anything in there. I just went in there to get the secret. Because secrets determine how many force points you get at the end of a mission. But yeah, so they're taking on Borleas so they can take this base, and that also is big news to the brass, because if they can take the base without damaging it, then they have a base now.
Yep.
But they discover in their first attack that they expected the base's power output to be like 10 times lower than it was, because it used to actually be a back to factory, and the person who runs it had reactivated the factory, did not tell anybody, did it all off the books, but they still had all the power generation stuff. So yeah, that fight went really badly. I think like what is it, like six different. So anytime you hear that sound, that's because I'm saving, because I have to do a really tricky jump.
Nice.
But yeah, so I think, what was it, 6 X-Wings were destroyed, 3 pilots killed, one of them got his arm blown off by shrapnel from his exploding X-Wing.
Yeah,
and so they have to come in later with a few less X-Wings, because there were some pilots who were killed outside of their craft in an earlier encounter. And they realized that where the base is getting its power from, and it's like a power conduit that runs under the ground, more or less, to the actual base, but from the former factory. So they have this one chance to try and do this, like sneaking in under the cover of some kind of meteor storm, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Flying around the moon
to insert. Yeah, there's a lot of cool like steps that gets taken just so they can blow up a pipeline, basically. But it's a really neat way of doing it. I don't know. I like the first book. It's simple. Like there's not a lot that happens in the first book.
It does a really good job of making the Alliance seem awesome and yet showing why they haven't won yet. Because there's a lot to do, and they're severely undermanned and.
Yeah, like for most of these encounters, they are sending in like a dozen or so ships. So like, even to the point where I think one of the ones I didn't even talk about was they're taking on an anti-ship frigate that came out of nowhere to defend one of the bases. And so what is it, Corran Horn?
Oh yeah, I think we talked about that last time, where he makes the missiles target himself.
Yeah, because he came with a bunch of Y-Wings that were going to bomb the place, but the Y-Wings aren't fast enough to actually take on the anti-ship frigate. So Corran Horn just says, like, all right, just lock all your proton torpedoes onto me, and just commit. Takes all the power out of weapons, puts all shields to front, overcharges the engines, and just flies towards the. Also, yeah, just gonna murder a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, just run through here and just sword everybody.
I need to sword that guy because he's gonna come back at me later, and for some reason Kyle doesn't know how to jump.
Fine,
oh right, that was the thing. I had
kill you the normal way.
I forgot, I had a super shield. That's why I was just running around like an asshole. But yeah, so yeah, Corran Horn just flies in, max speed, gets close enough to the frigate where he can pull up, but the missiles can't, so they all just impact the frigate and turn it into like a bunch of molten metal.
Yep, slag it.
Yep. Except, I think two torpedoes fired late, and then there was some kind of half explanation for why they didn't hit him. I think he just said he turned off his, or it was his R2 unit turned off its homing beacon.
Yeah, because the thing is, rather than having them like hostile lock on, he basically just turned on a beacon for them to follow. And
also, you can hear an ATST above me there.
I'm assuming we get to fight that later.
We don't actually fight any ATSTs in this game, but the expansion pack, we do.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
So,
we have to fight like a bunch of them in the expansion.
Speaking of X-Wing impressions, I finally just noticed, Sam, that you left Mercy Kill here because you finished it.
That's because I finished it. I read it in one night.
Oh, you did?
Nice.
It was great.
Was it everything you hoped for?
And more, yes. I was actually really surprised at how good it was. I was not expecting. This is the last Rogue Squadron book, by the way, for those of you who don't know automatically what we're talking about. Nice.
Yeah, it came out
Just
fairly.
It
came out with in the last few years, so like way after any of the books, and takes place way later.
Yeah,
in
that's
the
one of
timeline.
the. You know, there's like a 10th X-Wing book now that like dropped like in 2014.
Yeah, that's the one we're talking about. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's
okay,
Mercy
I didn't
Kill.
realize that was Mercy Kill. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like a 10-year hiatus in that series.
Well, I mean, the series finished, like, that's the thing, and then Aaron Alston, I guess, just wanted to write the book is essentially an epilogue for the Wraith Squadron trilogy, and it's really funny in that it's one of those, like, look how good all of the characters you knew and loved are doing, / some of them are dead. Like, all of your favorite characters made an appearance, you know, for some obvious reasons, some a little contrived, but I thought it was just funny how it's basically just like a big old reunion of here's us getting the gang back together, except some of the gang died in the vicious Yuzan Vong War.
Yeah, the Yuzan Vong War was not kind to the non-movie character, or even to the movie character population of the.
Yeah.
So we're coming up on another lightsaber duel here. You notice I took a point in Force Persuade there. That will become my most used Force power as the game goes on.
Finally, I get to wipe your putrid taste from the Force.
Oh, he wants to taste us.
Mm.
Well, no, he doesn't. That's why he's trying to kill us.
To the one called Maw, a bitter individual that loathes all and holds loyalty to few. A strong and formidable foe. For every cord of muscle there is hatred. It is this hate that keeps his aging body strong.
So Maw is a much harder fight than he seems. He doesn't have a lot of abilities, but the abilities he has will damage you. He's also a very classic sort of 90s boss in that he has actually 3 different phases.
I was gonna say, it seems like he has specific moves, and this seems like an area set piece boss for sure.
Oh yeah, he gets an.
It's cool though. I like his design. His character is awesome.
Yeah, I like that he's just a torso on a repulsor.
Yeah, I think the live action does this character not much justice.
Oh yeah, the live action is terrible.
The animation actually looks really cool here.
Well, yeah, I think because in the live action, like, they had, like, no money. Like, you can, like, the makeup is super obvious, and, like, the part where he
rubber mask.
Yeah, the part where he comes in, like, yeah, it looks like, you know, that Vaseline on the lens kind of trick for the land speeder.
Mm-hmm.
I still.
So yeah, so here's the first usage. So even though Kyle Katarn just began his Jedi training, we're going to use Force Persuasion to confuse a master level Dark Jedi.
Nice.
Force Persuasion is it's the least useful on Maw because if you can't, what it does, if you remember from earlier episodes, is it actually just makes you invisible.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So if Maw can't see you, then he'll just fly around in circles for a while, just swinging at stuff.
Weaponless. Kill me! You can't, can you? You're weak like your father. I remember it. Jerec. He gave him a sweet, slow death. A death worthy of a coward!
This baby gonna cry.
I commander, taking his head and thrusting it on a spike for all to see.
So we're actually coming up to a point where the cutscenes actually fork now.
Nice. Oh, right,
You've
yeah.
started your journey to the dark side. But that is not enough.
Looks like I can't bail you out of trouble this time.
Strike her down and realize your true destiny as a dark Jedi, your true power.
So if we actually were a Dark Jedi, we would kill Janors right here. But then, I believe after that, they need a reason for Kyle to keep fighting, Jerec, even though he actually is becoming a Dark Jedi.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing about that, Dark Jedi basically fight each other all the time. They really don't need much convincing.
The thing, so the thing that happens here is that if you kill Janors, then the Kyle will just say like, "No, I want all the power for myself."
No. A pity. Then you will die.
I respect a villain that just doesn't mince words and just tries to kill you right away.
So Jerec decides to kill us by putting us on his own ship and then crashing it.
Take back.
So this is the coolest level in the game. This is the coolest level. I love this level just because it does something novel.
Oh shit.
So we have to run through the crashing ship and escape from it before it hits the ground.
Your ship. It's captured in the landing bay.
That's awesome.
And the whole level, the ship's just at this weird like cocked angle.
Does it move any, or is it just like...
It shakes some, and some parts fall off. There's actually dudes on it that will fight you.
That's hilarious.
And also, yeah, because the geometry's weird, we, like, fall down hallways and stuff.
That's super cool. Holy
I
crap.
believe we get 5 minutes to escape from the ship before it crashes.
Oh, okay, I was going to ask if there was actually a time limit, or if it was just...
No, yeah, there's a time limit. That's why I am...
Like, old games used to be hardcore about that. Like, old games, if there was anything that implied there was a time limit, there was probably actually a time limit. Like, especially this era of games. They didn't fuck around.
Yeah, no. And the best part here is, like, there's not even a timer on the screen.
3 minutes, 0 seconds.
There's just the voice acting. There's just this, like, constant voice reminder. So,
which is super cool. Like that's how it should be.
Yeah. Also, I got the only secret in this level, which was I took a shortcut.
Oh, cool.
Which the shortcut is actually really hard to get into because it's the first vent I jumped into, which is so tiny that you need to have a like pixel perfect jumping to actually get into it.
2 minutes,
Especially since the whole level's really crooked.
Right.
So I just released the Moldy Crow, which was apparently inside of the Sullon Star. So now I have to get to the other side and actually get to the dock and like extend the boarding ramp.
That looks super cool. Look at that. You can just see it falling outside. That's awesome.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
I guess you explain this away by saying that it's the repulsors that are failing and not like, you know, that a constant acceleration downwards is a thing.
Yeah.
That is...
'90s graphics.
I just love that. Oh no, not the Moldy Crow!
No.
No. Shit.
Wouldn't be a Star Wars
Fortunately,
anything
the rest
if
of
it
the
didn't
game
crash
takes
on
place on
their
this planet anyway.
Now we're stuck here.
That reminds me of... Oh.
Bad fall. But you'll be glad to know I found your lightsaber. Want it? Very distinctive.
Not so distinctive now, is it?
Enough of this.
Tell Jerec.
That's true evil right there.
We'll soon.
Oh yeah. I could have dropped this on your head. Instead, I destroyed your most, the only thing you have left of your father.
Yep.
Also, he could have destroyed it any time. He waited until he woke up and then destroyed it
Exactly.
in front of him. Oh, I was about to say, someone's taking seduction to the dark side a little literally.
So also interestingly, if we're a Dark Jedi, then we'll actually kill Yun. So this is a battle that's also kind of
Out of all the Dark Jedi I have met, Saris is the one I can say I fear. Powerful, strong in both the physical and mental arenas of the Force, she is a master, a perfectionist, quiet and
Look at
reserved.
that face.
This makes her a very dangerous foe.
So this is going to be the first of a couple different lightsaber duels that we just cheese the hell out of.
Nice.
You notice I dumped as many points as possible into Force Persuasion?
Mm-hmm. Also, we have the yellow lightsaber now.
Yeah, we have Yun's lightsaber. So now I just picked up a Force Recharge. So you notice that she's she'll start just force choking us if we're not in range.
Got it.
So now we just have a force. So she's kind of nice because once we have Force Persuade, she'll just kind of walk around and occasionally take swings at us if we get close enough.
So yeah, we were just super cheesing her.
Yeah, and she takes a bajillion hits.
No kidding. Look at all those pixels coming out of her.
She's more pixels than woman. That incredibly hexagonal face. Also, this is about how the walkthrough recommends you do a lightsaber duel.
Nice.
You just run in, get a hit in, and then run away as fast as possible.
I mean, I guess that does make it a little more katana duel-ish, but it is not
exciting.
The best visually. Yeah.
I still don't understand how. I will say I have beaten the game. I still don't understand how the lightsaber duel mechanics work. Just in case you didn't know she was dead.
Well, I mean, hey, a lot of the previous ones you've just, haven't died until the cutscenes, so...
So let's see. Oh yeah. So I also now natively get the protection skill, which I'm also going to abuse in later fights because it gives you resistance to lightsaber damage.
That's super good.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I don't remember what the other ability does. I think it just makes you do more damage.
Is there a good reason to go dark side?
You get force choke, force lightning.
Okay.
You get a lot of
you get all the cool
better.
powers.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's always the advantage of the dark side. You get all the cool powers that just kill dudes.
Yeah, force lightning is crazy, and we're going to see how how immensely broken that is. Because when NPCs have it, they can just do it at will.
Oh,
and
good.
You can't block it. There's no tell for it, so you just have to constantly be moving, or you just get hit for 40 damage.
Oh, Jerec.
No, Bono, I thought you were an environmentalist.
Oh, well, he's dead now. We solved that problem.
You became one with the Force.
And, yeah, good night, everyone. Jerec's dead.
Yep,
Dun,
good game.
Dun, dun.
Threw himself
That's
in
the end of Dark Forces.
Alright.